And what's up, everybody? Welcome to a late starting Juice is Loose podcast, but we're here and hopefully it gets people jumping in live here in a minute. But I guess let's just get started. And first thing I want to talk about was just a pretty obvious thing. I think a lot of people knew was coming was on Friday, seeing a lot of reports of stores getting restocks on the Switch. Best Buy, Targets, Walmart's, I don't know if Amazon got any pre-orders, but I just real quick get you guys' thoughts. How many Switches do you think they actually have? Because it's been a couple weeks, probably 3 weeks now, I think, since they had a restock. And I kind of had a theory a while back that they were making some and then they put like a percentage off to the side for Splatoon 2 launch but still restocking. So I think it's going to be a huge week for the Switch. I'm thinking like more than 400,000 globally. That in those 2 days probably that'll count for that week. So what do you guys let's go to retro first, because I know where you're at it's a little different because parts of the Europe they don't really have issues, but then I think the store closest to you has never really had a lot of stock. So have you heard anything about restocks in your neck of the woods? Or
Yeah, most stores over here, they're all sold out as well, but I never really hear any news about restocks. But I guess because I have a Switch, I don't care if there's restocks or not, so I don't pay attention too much. I did notice that even though there's no Switch anywhere in stock, they put the price back to 330 again, which was the original price before they put it on 300. Because I think everybody's noticing at Nintendo that, wait, it's selling out, so might as well like bump the price up a little bit because people are buying it anyway. New like stocks and anything. No, every store I still go to, it's still sold out. But I think what you're saying is probably what they're doing over here too, like keeping some shit back so that once like the big games launch, like Splatoon, they have some systems to sell.
yeah, and if anyone saw my tweet on Saturday at Best Buy, like they got a full length section for Nintendo. The 3DS was on the very end, but full length section in that Best Buy, has been open for like 15 years at least. And the biggest Nintendo's section they've ever had was like half that. And it's even in the Wii era. And now they have this whole, like the biggest section of any of the gaming sections for Nintendo now. So I'm thinking they're expecting to get a big restock, and they actually had games in stock and lots of accessories. So let me just get back retro. What do you think? Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out, and that worldwide, the Switch estimated was like 360,000 worldwide for the actual system. I think Splatoon 2 is going to be more. What do you think?
Definitely more. I think Splatoon just I think maybe the Wii U is part of it, but with Mario Kart 8, for example, I was in my store just looking at some games, and there was a little girl with her dad, and the little girl was all like, "Yeah, I want Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. I want Mario Kart 8 on the Switch," and the dad was all like, "Yeah, I have a Wii U. I can give you Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, And she was like, "Nah, I don't want that outdated shit." That's actually what she said like that. Like, I think even young kids by now notice how the Switch is new technology and they're drawn to it. And I still feel that Splatoon, especially in the beginning, maybe not in the long term, I wouldn't know, but I think Splatoon is going to outdo Mario Kart, most definitely.
All right. T, let's go to you next. What do you think?
Yeah. What was the question?
How well do you think
that fucking cough syrup, man,
the Switch will do on Friday? The numbers track Friday and Saturday for the week. What do you think this? Because the Switch did like 364,000 when Mario Kart 8 launched, because they did a restock for that game. Do you think you expect the Splatoon to have more than that, or will the what is it? The components issues they've been having maybe hold them back from having big numbers like they did with Mario Kart?
Yeah, I think your theory is probably pretty sound. I just want to say to everybody, if I sound terrible, it's because I just woke up out of a coma, and I've been sick for the last 3 days or so. And I wasn't supposed to be here. Right, I sound like the dude from Clerks. Wasn't supposed to be here today, but I'm here. Yeah, I think your theory is pretty sound that they were probably holding back some, and and I think it'll definitely, no pun intended, smash what Mario Kart did, because Splatoon is just, especially in Japan, man, Splatoon is a beast. Wasn't it like 800K or something pre-orders?
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
that is bananas. Like,
Yeah.
is that a record? That has to be like a record or something. I don't know. But yeah, for
a console game, I'm sure.
and a new, the Switch is not that old. It just came out a few months ago. So yeah, I think it's gonna definitely. I would say, nothing astronomical. What was the numbers for Mario Kart? 360 or something like that?
No, that was for the Switches, and the Switch systems was 360. Mario Kart was
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like
Yeah.
the system bump
Mhm.
was like 360,000. I think it'll be if they have enough stock. If that theory is sound, I think it'll be like 5.
Yeah, I mean, if they had 5 available, I think that's what they'd sell.
Yeah.
In Japan, give Japan like 300,000 of that because they're going to need it.
Oh boy, enough of those lines over there, man.
I know. And then another part to this too is the actual game sales, which I've been since Splatoon 1 was a hit. I can't tell you the exact date, but it's over a year ago. I said when a Splatoon sequel comes out on the NX, I said it's going to be the biggest launch for Nintendo.
I remember that.
And I'm thinking the Europe's really probably going to hold it back, but I'm thinking 2 million in those 2 days, close to 2 million now. That's my new prediction, like 1.8 to 2 million. But so Robert, first part, what do you think the Switch stock's going to be like? And what about the sales of Splatoon in those first 2 days? Or do you think I'm high, or do you think not high as in
What?
high? Do you think the number's high?
Why?
Okay.
Why that choice of words?
I know. Does it?
Okay, so I think it definitely will pass the Mario Kart 8 week for sure. Obviously, it does depend on how much they do stock in each store, but worldwide, I could totally see that 500,000 happening. I definitely can see that, and I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna say 550,000. I don't know if that's what crazy it's that crazy, but 550,000 I'll say, and I do think Splatoon 2. Because what is already the highest? So would that be Mario Kart 8? Like
that was like 1.5
it was like 1.
or 1.3, and
was
Zelda
like
was
1.2
close.
or something.
Zelda was close to that too.
Yeah,
I think
So
Mario
that-
Kart 8 is still higher.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna predict 1.6. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right. What about you, Terrell?
I think Japan already said that this game's gonna outsell. This is gonna do better than Mario Kart. I mean, it ain't even fucking matter. The Europeans and the United States people pick it up. It's all about Japan, baby. Especially with these restocks, I wouldn't be surprised if like half of the majority of these restocks went to Japan more than the U.S. or Europe. Especially considering we have there's these giant lines that have been out there since like March. Like I feel like these people ain't going home with some shit. It's ridiculous. They're just camping out at months at a time. It's like, honey, you got a job. I need this Splatoon in my life. I probably would say, it's going to do better. But I probably would say, if I had to take a guess, I know it's over 500,000. I probably would say like 600,000-700,000, just to be on the low ball it.
For what? The systems?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I just don't. If there wasn't like constraints on the actual components, I would feel a lot more confident. But we'll have to see. And then I don't know. Zoe70 jumps in every once in a while. I don't see him here today, but I know he's been saying he can't find one and really wants one. So it's like,
Oh, he's not gonna buy it. Come on now.
when ARMS came out, there was one at the Best Buy. That when I picked up ARMS, they had a Switch. So I would think Splatoon, there's going to be even more systems in stock. So I think if somebody really wants one, I'm guessing they'll be able to get one. So we'll have to see. But there's going to be a lot of new Switch owners, I have a feeling, come Friday.
Oh, by the way, can you indulge me for a second? Because I'm a little mad at Nintendo for doing this shit. how are you gonna release Splatoon 2? Then you release the fucking Splatoon amiibo, and then you release the Smash Brothers amiibo
On the same day.
all on the same goddamn day. So if you were someone who, I didn't get the original Splatoon amiibo, or maybe you want that Bayonetta and Cloud and Corrin amiibo, that's what you got to do. You're gonna spend like almost $100 just to get all that in the goddamn game.
That's true.
So I looked at my bank account. I was like, damn, I got a lot of money getting withdrawn. I'm like, oh shit, I pre-ordered half of these fucking things. So I lost like $100 in a matter of minutes, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was weird timing on the Bayonetta and Cloud Smash amiibos. Like, why come out the same day as Splatoon 2? Like,
I feel like the planning was not there originally. I feel like the Bayonetta stuff was planned way in advance, and like the Splatoon 2 stuff was like, oh, shit. it's fine. Somebody will buy something. It's fine.
You just reminded me that I have those pre-ordered, the Bayonetta amiibo.
You know, I couldn't get the Corrin one, so now I'm gonna have to play that game again, and I'm not looking forward to it. But fuck it, I want my Fire Emblem set. I can't have that. Every other Fire Emblem amiibo, I need Corrin. Shit.
Yeah, I gave up. I gave up on it. I Bayonetta. I was like, they were there. Like, they were just. It was an easy go to Best Buy. They're just sitting there to pre-order. So if it would have been any challenge at all, I wouldn't have done it. But because it was just they were right there, both of them. Both of the Player 2 and the original.
Yeah, this original and then our 2 look.
And I get the 20% off through the Best Buy Gamers Club on amiibos, so that helped make.
I mean, I do too, but it's still like if I include those 2 and then I have Cloud on pre-order from GameStop because he's GameStop fucking exclusive because Nintendo hasn't realized nobody likes exclusive store amiibo. That shit was not fun when you had to do it like Palutena and shit before, and you thought, oh, we're gonna bring it back and do it for all the third-party characters that everyone wants.
I mean, GameStop likes it that they make those deals.
Well, fuck, I don't care if GameStop like it. I don't like it because that means I can't get no discount when I buy them from GameStop. I just have to take that L. That's all right.
GameStop's going to be out of business next year anyway. So
you got the insider. You got the insider info team.
Isn't it now Walmart doing discounts on pre-orders? Like,
yep.
Yeah,
it's over for GameStop.
It's over.
GameStop needs to do something with these.
They need
a better fucking company.
They need to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on a second. It's walking distance for me, so I don't want them to die. So I want
It's time to move on to something else. Best Buy.
We need more mom and pop stores at this point. I don't want to see any more of this GameStop.
There's actually one near me too for that too. So
yeah,
I like those.
That's the only way I'd pay full price. Like if it was a cool local store, someone opened up and was selling games and stuff. But GameStop, no.
I had a friend who worked there for a couple of years, and he was a miserable fuck. Like they worked him to death, and they were just shitty, and they're just not a good company.
Yeah,
no, they're not.
They remind me of Walmart actually, because Walmart is terrible too.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't go to Walmart for games. Yeah, I don't go to Walmart for games.
I don't go at all anymore.
They're an evil corporation. Don't go to there. Don't go to there.
Isn't that most corporations, to be fair to you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But they don't give a shit. At least like the other guys. At least the other guys try to hide it. They don't give a shit.
They create billion jobs, so
yeah, billion shitty jobs, $7 an hour.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
God.
Hey, I'm talking from experience. I was there. So.
I had to dig in the trenches. I ain't about this life no more.
Good job, like Sam on Game of Thrones last night. For anybody watch that?
I haven't watched it yet. Don't spoil it.
You'll know as soon as you see it.
Oh, okay.
It's an undesirable job. Let me just say. But let's get on to let's talk about Splatfest real quick because that happened last Saturday. So. I missed the first 45 minutes because I did incorrect math when I saw Pacific time. I don't know how I thought it started at 7 my time. It started at 6, but I got about 3 hours and 15 minutes in on it. And it was a good time. My boys, Terrell, Robert, and Retro Death and I were in a hangouts and playing, and Little Crate of the Bone filled in a few times. And we had a good time. I played 100% of the time as a team. Like I never tried solo. and it worked flawless. I seen my buddy Steel Fox said he couldn't connect. Was it KFD said he couldn't connect the whole time and never got to play. You know, I don't know what these people have for internet and if their Wi-Fi, what their situation was. And then I've seen some other people saying they had problems. It was flawless, like for me the whole time. And so I don't know, Robert, you guys, Retro, you guys never said anything. I never saw, other than one death felt a little bit, maybe there was some lag involved in that 3 hours. It felt pretty smooth. So you guys have any trouble connecting or anything?
Nope. Remember, we were the same rank, same everything.
Yeah, we played
never left.
That's true. Me and Robert were at the same rank, like exactly, because we were played 100% of the time. 100% of our matches were in the same group, so
Yeah.
it was cool.
I felt that for me, my connection with you guys and was playing with your Splatfest went a lot smoother than I was playing my own European one. I don't know if it's because we were playing as a team all the time, and when I was doing the Europe one, I had to do a solo run because the chicks I usually play with, they had some firewall issue. They had that with Splatoon 1 as well. Maybe that's what your friends had as well, like the firewall issue. So she couldn't go online, so I was playing alone. And when I wanted to start a match, while it was thinking, it kept throwing me out, and it did that a lot of the times. It was hard finding a match, but with you guys, I had no issues whatsoever.
I wonder if that was a regional thing, or because maybe I don't know, Nintendo's not as big in Europe. Maybe they don't have as many servers or something.
Well,
or whatever.
I was say I can give my viewpoint because mine was a little different from y'all.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I don't think you guys were full for like a good hour or so into it. So like I was just playing with other people and other friends on my friends list anyway. As far as connections are concerned, the biggest issue I had is like I would play 3 or 4 matches and I noticed if somebody connection fucked up, it would completely drop the whole team. And like I had to go back out and either join another room or create a room myself. I did a few solo matches. It's a similar situation where you did like 1 or 2 matches, and then like on that 3rd match, you'd be like, "Oh, you're disconnected." Like I couldn't get like a long string of doing solo matches without getting disconnected. And part of me thinks, which I think we'll probably address in a few minutes, but the whole lopsided nature of this Splatfest, where like 70-something% of it was on one side and the other 20%, so like half the time the game spending time just looking for opponents, and I think it was just kind of, I think that might have attributed to part of the issue. But as far as like, it's kind of like how the original Splatoon was. Like when you got into a match, usually you didn't have any issues. I think I had one time where I disconnected, but the game didn't kick me out, so I'm hanging in the damn like map with like people frozen shooting but no ink coming out. But, like which is, I actually have a picture of that. I'm gonna post that on Twitter later.
So they were impotent.
Say what?
So they were impotent then?
Yeah, exactly.
Blanks.
Even on that goddamn concert, man.
They're shooting that pond water, man.
Hey, chill out, man. But that only happened to me once. The rest of the time, it was I either got disconnected or I was playing the whole time.
That's what all the guys say. It only happened once. All right, my bad. I'm done.
And then the other thing that Juice and everyone else knows about, I was playing during a goddamn lightning storm, so my power kept going out like every other like 2 matches or some shit. Cool thing, the Switch doesn't shut off because of its portable nature. So I literally just pulled out the dock and I was playing in handheld half of the damn time. And 2,
wait a minute. So your internet stayed?
Well, no, because I used the hotspot through my phone.
Which
by the way, it works pretty well. Works pretty well, even though the damn download speed is ass. But you know, it didn't disconnect me through my phone the whole time.
That's crazy.
So I gave it props. That was a good test, even though I wasn't trying to test that shit.
Good job, Verizon.
Yeah, I did that. It cost me like, I want to say like 200 megabytes in a 30-minute period, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I was really surprised by that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shit.
Yeah, that was because we were in the chat. You were using your phone to the Hangout, so we never lost you in the chat. So we knew, like, oh shit, my power went out. So you had to switch over to the hotspot, get your switch on there, and then you were right back in. And I didn't
switching.
notice really too much issue. I think you might have got booted once or something.
Yeah, because the game gave me a warning when I came back. They were like,
Yeah.
I noticed some suspicious activity. Well, you were being idle for too long. And I'm like, all right, Nintendo, I see what we're doing here.
And that happened to Retro. Like, he's literally left his character for a minute, maybe a minute 20. And he come back and he was booted and he got a warning that for suspicious, like if you had done that the whole match, maybe I could see that, but it wasn't.
I just quickly needed to go to the toilet. It was literally 1 minute, maybe even less, you know. I just had to take a quick piss. I came back and the screen was there, and it's all the shit like Nintendo saying, like, yeah, if you do this again, we're gonna block you from the internet and shit. I was like, dude, that was like a minute. It's like in a friends match.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think it makes more sense for Retro because he was a European sneaking into the U.S. Splatfest.
I helped you guys win.
Crossing borders and shit. You know, Trump don't approve of that.
But that's another benefit to non-region locking.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, man.
Play the other Splatfest. Like if I was smart, I could have played the Japanese one, which I would have got destroyed. But and then also played the European one earlier, and I was busy doing stuff I wouldn't have been able to. But it was something to think about in the future for stuff like that. So
I seriously can't believe that even worked. I figured at some point somewhere on the internet the signal would be blocked or some shit, but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean it worked even with you chatting and playing from all the way over in France. It was
Smooth as fuck. Yeah,
That's awesome.
crazy.
I was disconnected the whole time because I was in a movie theater watching War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And I was so out of it that I just completely forgot about the Splatfest. And it was just like, I kept looking at my phone and you guys were just going back and forth. I was like, damn, the Splatfest.
Yeah, I had made plans because there was a big motorcycle rally in my town, and my mom's birthday, which was today, but they were going down there on Saturday, and I had forgot about the Splatfest, which I already had set, with guys to play and Little Crate of the Bone. And so I was like, oh, shit, I already had plans, Ma. I was like, called her back. I was like, I guess I can't make it. I didn't tell her what I was doing. I just said, yeah, just hanging out with friends because she's 67. She don't understand what, playing online is. Chatting. It's just
loser.
Avoiding the hassle of trying to explain how that was.
This is what I raised you to be? Online splatter?
But I actually went out. Robert don't know what a wave runner is, but they're Sea-Doos or jet skis. Went out and
I didn't know what that was.
I was out on Lake Michigan and having a blast, so I got back a little late. But I was glad that it ran for 4 hours because it was a good amount of time. Like I was almost ready to call it quits after 3 hours anyway. So
did Lake Michigan smell like gas?
Nope. Smells. Sometimes I mean it's pretty clean.
I know they're doing a lot of fracking up in that area, so.
Not that I've seen or smelled, but yeah. So let me just ask you guys, because my feelings on Splatoon 2, just playing the Splatfest, it's a game changer to be able to play with friends in the Splatfest for sure. That, is something that is a great addition. But for me, the rest of the game, not much felt like it changed. And I know some people will say, well, that's for the better, and that's what it is. It's a shooter, so that's par for the course. But it definitely could have, in my opinion, the game could have used a few more new mechanics like the dodge roll. So maybe there is, I don't know, but it just definitely felt like Splatoon 1 with some new weapons and stuff. So as far as the gameplay of the actual just turf war in a Splatfest, to me that didn't feel very new, there wasn't a whole lot. So I just want to ask you guys, did you get that feeling at all? I know a couple of you or three of you like Splatoon, played it way more than I did, but maybe that'll make you feel even more strongly about it one way or the other. So Terrell, what did you think after playing, basically about 4 hours?
I agree, and I kind of don't agree in the sense that it feels similar, but there's a few small nuances that I've noticed, and I feel like you have to be kind of a heavy Splatoon fan to kind of notice some of these things. I mean, obviously, the obvious one is the remapping of the fucking jump button and the shoot button, which screwed me over when I first got into it because I had to remind myself, all right, jump is B in this game instead of how it was. I think what was it, Y or X in the first game. So I spent like the first few matches just fucking hitting the map button like a dumbass trying to jump, which is a pain. The other thing is I don't know if it's just me or not, but it felt like either. I don't know. The jump feels different, but I can't describe in what way. Like it feels like it either goes further or it's a little lighter. Because I noticed, and maybe it could have been just that map because the two maps are also pretty unique in their own rights. But there's like a lot of small meta changes, especially with the new supers and whatnot, and kind of getting adjusted to how they each work. How like you can technically you can get killed in most of these new supers. I've noticed like. The super jump, you can get shot before you hit the ground. Even the missile, obviously, you can get shot before it launches. It's a lot of small little tweaks. Even the guns, because even the Splat dualies have their own nuances to them. It's like, oh yeah, you get a dodge roll, but the dodge roll only works if you're running and shooting. Meaning, if you're trying to jump or if you're trying to turn into a squid, you can't do it. And a lot of people I noticed weren't even using the dodge roll because it was like it fucks up your mobility. It's like you're trading a jump for the sake of dodge rolling, and sometimes it's not really worth it. It's just a lot of small little things. But
I will say one thing though.
Yeah,
like I was one of the ones most concerned about not having a gamepad or second screen when we talked about which games made sense to port. I don't even know if we knew it was the Switch then. Maybe we did. And we talked about some games that like, well, they can't replicate this because of the gamepad. And to me, like I only super jumped in the first game after I died, and doing that in this game, hitting that X button while you're waiting to respawn and just using that little gyro pointer and hitting A, like to me, that's just as if not even slightly better or more intuitive than looking down and tapping the screen or tapping your opponent. Like I was worried that would be something that would bring the game down, but actually in practice, I felt, because like I said, I only super jump after I die. So you get that 3 seconds anyway. So I just survey the map, use a little gyro pointer, click on the teammate, and off I went. And I feel like there was absolutely no loss of anything from not having the gamepad for that particular function. Now, as for some people that maybe like to jump more often during the match while they're still alive, I guess it does take over your screen, and in that regard, it wouldn't work. But I felt like that was something that worked just as well, if not even maybe a little bit better for me. So, anyone else? Robert, what did you feel about? You didn't use gyro when you play the game. I mean, so you couldn't, for the map and stuff, you can't say that, you can't really have that experience because I think you had gyro turned off for the Splatfest. But did you feel like the gamepad was sorely missed, or how did you feel about that?
I definitely thought at first it was like, oh man, it'd be great to always have that second screen, always loved playing Splatoon 1 on it and having to see always having to see the map and where it's being sprayed. Like, oh, that's awesome. But playing on the Switch, it really doesn't make a difference, to be honest. Like it doesn't really affect it. And like, for instance, with the map, you could just do also the D-pad one where you just click one of the D-pad. Oh, hey, just zoom, jump over to there just by using the D-pad. Like it really isn't that big of a change, and I think it's fine. Like you don't really need a gamepad for Splatoon, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I thought like that was gonna be sorely missed when we were talking about the NX and will it have a second screen. And I will say, and I know Retro, pretty sure you agree, playing with the Pro controller versus the gamepad, like that's one of the things that limited me a little bit in long play sessions, because I don't know if I have carpal tunnel or what, but my wrists tend to get sore frequently. I don't know, from my job and stuff. And sometimes I just really couldn't play Splatoon for more than an hour, more than 45 minutes. And we played for 4.5 hours, and just the lack of weight in the hand placement on the Pro controller for me for using gyro was so much more comfortable. So Retro, I know you said the game or the Pro Controller is great. So how'd you feel about playing with the Pro Controller?
I definitely like the Wavebird used to be my favorite controller from the GameCube, and
Trash.
the second I held the Pro Controller, is like it's the perfect controller. It is so comfortable, and I never had an issue with the gamepad.
But you
as a
didn't use
controller.
motion,
I
right?
always liked it, so that didn't really bother me. But I do disagree with Robert, and I seriously miss that screen. I constantly during the match, I felt myself looking down, and I'm looking at my controller, and I'm like, why the fuck am I looking at my controller? Because I have these habits in Splatoon, like I look at my map just quickly, even using peripheral vision to look at my TV to see, okay, there's nobody on the screen, so I'm safe. I can look quickly. I see where everybody is on the map. I see where people, because you see it real time, where people are splatting and shit.
Yeah.
And then I would always decide, okay, nobody needs my help. I see somebody coming on the screen. I can shoot him. I can look down, okay, people there need help. I go there. But now I press X. First of all, you have to press it and then press it again to remove the map. I hate that. I hate it that you can just hold the button and then release it and the map goes away. That is extremely weird somehow. And the colors of the map on the TV are really bothering me. So I'm looking at it and I cannot even quickly enough distinguish what is the map, where is the paint, where are what characters. I feel it bothers me way too much still. They have to either adjust the coloring or something, because now like you call up the map and then you can see, for example, if somebody is coming at you. And so I feel Splatoon overall, it loses a lot of the speed that the first game had. So I feel I have to force myself now to start using the map and the quick jump less. And I feel strategy wise it's messing with everything a bit, I feel.
All right.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'll
that's fair.
agree. I'll agree with that actually, because I didn't use the map as much because of how more cumbersome it is to use in this game. On top of the fact that for the first hour I was accidentally hitting it all the time, and I just got frustrated seeing the goddamn thing. So
I used it. I brought it up after every death. I don't know if you guys did or didn't do that.
nope.
Yeah, that's a habit. I always do that normally. Yeah,
me
but
too.
that's where like I die and then I look down and I fuck. There's no map on my map, and then look up and then I'm already respawned. So at the beginning I had to get used to doing that.
Yeah, I've already completely moved on. I mean, we're talking months ago. Like I remember first playing my PS4. I was looking down at my controller for whatever reason, just used to it. And I would say within the first week of having the Switch, that was no longer a muscle reflex of mine anymore. So that's something I haven't really thought about. So hearing you say that's interesting. So T, I know you didn't get to play in the Splatfest. You did play the Test Fire back in the day.
Back in the day.
That was
back
back
in
in March, wasn't it? That was back in March.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jesus.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I said, okay, go ahead.
What
Turn
team-
up.
Classics.
You were going to be Team Cake, weren't you?
Yes. Who won actually?
They lost.
Ice
Ice
won.
cream was victorious.
It was down. It was 73% chose ice cream.
Because you guys are a bunch of losers. That's why.
God damn.
Here's what
Sounds-
I
I just like chocolate, sir. I like chocolate, all right?
Me
That's all I'm
too.
saying.
you can get.
Let's all
chocolate
jump on
cake
that
or
Marina
ice cream.
bandwagon.
Hey man, look, Pearl's all right. I'm just
I
saying.
like Pearl.
I think people
Nah,
keep making
forget
fun of her
Pearl.
forehead, and I'm not allowing that shit.
Dude, they could put like a next Splatfest. You have Nintendo with Marina, and then no, you have like Nintendo on Pro, and then Xbox on Marina, and everybody would choose Xbox.
Every time I hear
That's-
Marina, I can just think of Mischief Makers of N64. That's the character in Marina.
Isn't there a Aqua Marina? Was that a TV show? Or something? I don't know.
That
why.
sounds familiar, actually.
Anyway,
You guys with the
yeah, you did.
Mischief Makers?
You
Shake,
did.
shake, shake.
It's a classic. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Oh,
this is
Lord.
what I've been saying, even back when Splatoon 1 was doing Splatfest. Post the damn numbers, Nintendo, because there's people that just pick one because they don't care. And if like it was 73% when I picked, I would have probably switched my vote just because
Be a
it's not fun when it's lopsided, because we ended up probably 45 minutes straight of just playing other ice cream players.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be more balanced, and if they just post the up-to-date stats when someone goes to vote, tells you what everyone's voting on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. To me,
I will say, like-
that kind of kills the whole voting process, because then it feels like you're just voting just for the sake of of
Well,
having
that's-
equal
well,
teams.
when you
Yeah,
have
that's cool though. I mean, that's
what
how
happens
you.
when you have something like hamburger versus hot dog or something like no one's gonna get really that emotionally invested. Unlike like
Yo, bullshit. No,
when they did the Transformers one and Callie and Marie, I think people took it a little more serious. But who cares about water slide versus roller coaster?
Lame.
Who cares?
Wow, y'all.
Roller coasters, man.
What about Autobots versus Decepticons?
That one was cool.
That was cool.
I'm still salty. We never got that over here.
What about SpongeBob versus Patrick?
Hey, listen, we don't listen. It's SpongeBob all day because Patrick is a mean asshole, and I don't care for him.
Patrick's a good guy.
No bullshit. Eat a dick, Robert.
My actual concern is like because obviously I didn't get to do the Splatfest, but I've heard like people who have the game, like reviewers and stuff, talk about the single player, and that kind of concerns me because they're all saying it's not as cool as they thought the trailer would make it out to be. And
Oh, really?
in the back of my head, I was worried about that, because we saw the trailer, like, oh, this is going to be way more expanded. But I'm like, I'm an editor, right? I'm like, I could have made single player for Splatoon 1 look awesome too. Like, all you got to do is take the cool action moments throughout. And it's like, so that's why I was always in the back of my head. I never said it, but in the back of my head, I was like, I don't know. That's proves that this single player is going to be that great. And from what I've heard from like at least 3 guys who have the game, Game Explain being one.
Yeah,
I don't trust them. I don't trust anything they say though.
Well,
actually,
I trust Derek.
Oh, okay.
And
Derek
They
doesn't.
always
I mean-
expect so much, and the hype dies so fast. I don't know what they were expecting. To me, the single player campaign was going to be exact same as the previous game.
Well,
Just
they kind of said that. Remember when they kind of said
yeah,
that?
and I was bummed
Before that it wasn't going to be that big a thing. Yeah, and we were kind of bummed about it. But then we saw the trailer. It was like, oh, but then it was like, I thought about it again as an editor. I'm like, I could have made a bunch of cool trailers for Splatoon 1's campaign as well.
Well,
So
Nintendo made a
I
cool
still
trailer
thought it
for
looks
Splatoon 1's
good,
trailer.
though.
yeah, they made one for that too. So we thought, kind of the same thing. But that's why I'm worried because we've had that kind of situation before. Like I don't think it's going to be terrible or anything. I do think it's going to be better, but I don't think it's going to be like what I wanted it to be.
I seriously think it's going to be the exact same.
Yeah,
the only thing,
I don't think
the
it
only
was
thing
gonna be
I
a big
hated
fan.
about it, and I really hated it, is that you had only one weapon, and that issue is solved. So
Well,
for
they
me,
fixed
that
that.
already makes it
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I was worried as soon as he said it's going to be basically the same, and which is kind of a trend I'm sensing. Which I'm still looking forward to the game, but
But you know what? I only care about that because this is such an online heavy game,
Mhm.
and a guy like me, I think about 10 years from now,
Yeah.
like how much value is that game going to have? It would have so much more value if we could have bots in the.
What did Game Explain say about the boss fights? Because all I've heard is nothing but good.
Well,
things.
they can't talk past the third level.
Well,
or
they can't
something.
give specifics, but they could say something like, "Yeah, they're
No,
amazing,"
past the
or-
third level, they can't talk at all. They couldn't. I don't know about now. I don't know when that embargo ends, but it was
Well,
up to the
reviews
third
come out
level.
tomorrow. To be fair,
Yeah, so maybe it's up to the time they have the review embargo lifted. So he said I don't want to quote what's his name because I don't really trust him. So Game Explain Andre, like he's a little
Andre
too
Sears.
he's a little too crazy for me. He wants way too much, like Retro said. So he was the one mainly talking about like the first 3 levels and the boss stuff. So I don't really want to.
I've heard people say the first like world is pretty like Splatoon 1-ish, but I've heard after that I've heard people talk pretty positively about the next few worlds and even the bosses.
I haven't heard anything.
It is.
Robert, I would say Robert. I would say
rock and shit.
Robert seemed the most uninterested. This man was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go download the demo," and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
The guy who's so in love with the first game, you had to go download the demo now that day.
Yeah, well, to me, it's just like, okay, so this is weird. Like, I'm excited for the game, and I know it comes out on Friday. It's just like it's coming, guys. But it didn't cross my mind that like I need to download this 4-hour demo when I'm playing the game in 7 days. It didn't cross my mind to download it yet.
One quick thing though, like the demo is specifically for Splatfest, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they didn't have that in the first one. It was all through the game, right?
Yeah.
Like the Splatfest were through the game itself.
Yeah.
And
no, it's not really split up.
Yeah, I was initially thinking that's stupid. They put this demo out and the game's about to come out. That's kind of dumb. But what if you didn't buy the game and you have this free kind of thing on your console that lets you do Splatfest and So it's kind of actually genius.
So
Yeah, I don't
maybe they
know.
were gonna actually let people play Splatfest like for free.
Who don't have the game? That's what I'm wondering.
You think that's what they might?
right now
They might.
there's nothing. If you get in the game now, there you can't even access the Inkopolis
Oh,
Square.
you can't? Oh, I didn't know that.
Just says
Oh.
thanks for playing.
Hey
So
guys.
I wonder if, like, when a specific Splatfest happen, will that open back up, or will it just be through the game in the future?
I mean, that'd be
And just go ahead and
interesting.
delete?
I'm gonna delete
Yeah, I'm wondering.
the demo. I'm not sure if there's anything gonna cross over. I think they said there wasn't save files or anything, but I'm just gonna wait.
What was the point of putting the demo out this late? It seems
I don't
this-
just
the demo
probably
itself-
build hype.
it's really late. I don't know.
One thing that bothered me about the Splatfest is that they said beforehand at the last direct or something that they're gonna have 2 years of it and then it's gonna end. Like they already stated that beforehand.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
1
2019
year of
it's
new
done.
stuff, and then like a year more of Splatfest.
And so they're probably planning Splatoon 3 for 2 years, which to me, it's better than every year, but I wouldn't need another Splatoon on the Switch unless they
But
really.
think about how cool that is. Like, we have a sequel to a major title in less than 2 years. Like, this is coming out
Sure.
in less than 2 years of the last one.
But
And
I definitely don't want a
crazy.
Splatoon 3 though. Like that.
No. The last time we had that was like, Majora's Mask came out less than 2 years.
Galaxy 2?
after.
Was
No,
like
that
2.5?
was 3
No, that was
years.
longer. Yeah.
No, because the first one came out in November and the second one came out.
Oh well, yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
technically
So
not
like
for,
2.5.
year-wise.
Yeah, it was like 2.5. It was still more than 2.
So
Obviously, with Zelda, it was supposed to be this expansion.
As someone who plays Pokemon and Fire Emblem, I can't really say anything.
You buy that shit every year, man.
Yeah,
Every
that
other-
shit comes out.
every
That shit
other
comes
month.
out like every year, man.
I definitely, unless they did a major single player or platformer based around Splatoon, or did put that in with the multiplayer for Splatoon 3, I'm definitely only need one of these per generation for me.
Me too, actually.
So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But yeah, let's get on to basically the main topic. We're going to discuss some of the Switch games coming out for the rest of the year. Now, I want to ask you guys, should we just talk about the exclusives, or do you want to hit, maybe we could quickly talk about some multiplats? I mean, because I know some people are more excited about some games than others. So I thought what we could do, instead of like ranking them, we'll just name a game, and then we'll just say your excitement for the game based on a scale, let's say 0 to 100. So let's just start with let's go with ukulele then, since I know there's some Kickstarter people up in here, and it's been like, I think they said they were in the testing phase, which doesn't mean anything, because if they run into a major bug, then it's back to the drawing board. So I'll just start. For me, ukulele is like a 30 out of 100. Like, nothing I'm looking forward to at this point.
Ouch.
But it is. I hope it does turn out, and I hope the update that they put out, comes out with the Switch, and it runs and looks good, and the camera system, everything's working. It just doesn't look like a game that I would put any time into, especially if it comes out close to Mario Odyssey. So that's mine. Let's go to Terrell. What's your feelings on ukulele?
I have a Sonic and a Mario game coming out this year. How do you think I feel about another 3D platformer that may or may not be good at this point? I'm pretty indifferent, and I did back the game. I'm like at a 50 out of 100 personally.
And did you ever play it on PC or anything?
Nope. Oh no, I played the toy box on PC.
Yeah, the toy box. But the actual game, you're still waiting for the.
Yeah, I haven't played the actual game. The toy box was fine. It's just, I think I probably would be more excited for it if I didn't have other platforming games I was looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have 2 Sonic games and I have a Mario game. Like, I'm not like fiending for a platformer. And even if I was, well, one of them comes out next month, and then the other one comes out 2 months from now. Like, I'm not. Ukulele, it's like I'll play it, but it's just not like, oh my god, I'm waiting for it for so long. But that and because I also didn't play Banjo-Kazooie. That's the other reason.
All right, so let me go to retro, because I have no idea what your thoughts are on ukulele.
The wild card.
Okay, I'm on a 0 on ukulele.
Whoa!
I want to explain that. You see, when Mighty Number 9 came out, everybody was all salty with that game. Everybody hated it. Everybody was angry, and apart from a graphical downgrade, I got the game, I backed, and everything went okay, and I liked that game. I like Mighty Number 9. And then with Yooka-Laylee, I was like, holy shit, this is my game. Yooka-Laylee is going to be fucking awesome. It looks amazing. It looks beautiful. I can't wait for it. I pay for it. I helped them make the game. The game comes out. Everybody's playing the game I paid for. And I can't even get a fucking release window. And it doesn't sit well with me. There's like no... People say that there was no trust or all this bullshit with Mighty Number 9. But they kept people up to date even when it went shitty. And I'm sitting still waiting on my game. I have no idea when it's going to come out. There's no window. They could bring this shit in 2019 for all we know now. So I was so excited for it. I backed it with pleasure. I was at 200% before then. And now I'm like, yeah, whatever. It'll come when it comes. I barely care anymore. And I know I'm going to love it when it comes out. But right now I'm on a 0.
Okay. Yeah, I honestly had no idea if you backed it or anything. So I think I'm one of the few people who didn't back it that's been on the Juice Loose podcast. Meza T, I know you love rare, 3D platformers back in the day. We've talked about Yooka-Laylee before, but where you at right now, still not knowing when this game's coming out. And you could play it on another system if you really want to, but the Switch version and specifically, where's your level at?
I'm at about a 9. D5. Fuck the shenanigans y'all talk about. Yooka-Laylee, I'm really excited for Yooka-Laylee still. And you got the nerve to talk about Mighty Number 9. Get out of here with that. Get out. I understand you're back there, you're salty. Like you just said, you just exposed yourself. You said you were salty because people didn't like it. That's the truth.
No, I'm not salty.
I got you.
Got you, bitch.
It's because people were expecting something from Mighty Number 9. They just don't understand. We got what it
I was
was
expecting
apart
that
from
to
a
be a
downgrade.
slow ass game.
It's shitted on that game, by the way.
It's so damn slow.
We took so many L's on that
Enemies are
game.
boring. The level design is whack.
The game was glitchy as fuck.
It's glitchy. Like, come on. Like, no.
You gotta say, listen to
stop
one
it.
thing though,
No,
because
stop.
Yooka-Laylee, what we're
Stop.
getting on the Switch now, is the finally 100 patched version.
Excuse me, this is a
when it
different.
just came out was broken as fuck.
This is different though. You were trying to compare the Yooka-Laylee
It's
situation
different
to
because
Mighty
you
Number
like
9.
this game now and you
Come-
don't like the previous one.
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
only
no,
thing.
no, no, no.
No, because we also got to address that at least they're fixing Yooka-Laylee.
This is coming from
They
the
never
Wii
fixed Mighty Number
to the
9.
Switch.
Because Mighty Number 9 became what it was supposed to be. People were just expecting
bad
something
game.
different.
But the frame rate and everything's
A
terrible.
mediocre
in that game.
platformer.
Yeah,
People were
game's not
expecting that.
optimized for shit.
They just put it out on too many platforms.
I don't know what game you playing, man.
And then on top of that, certain platforms got it worse than others. That's why the Wii U version of Mighty Number 9 is a piece of trash. And
Well, tell me how the Switch version of Yooka-Laylee is done.
Well, we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
Well, that's the
Well,
one
I have
thing
more
though. You
faith.
got to give them credit.
The only thing that really makes me salty about Yooka-Laylee is the fucking disrespect because we're not even getting a window. It's been over a year and a half since they've been working on it.
Well, they had
Not
to
even a
move
window.
platforms.
What is?
They switched platforms in the middle of development. That's gonna.
Yeah, a year ago, and they already knew that before that they were gonna do
This is
that.
an indie ass team, dude. Like this is not,
And
EA
they
or
only
Super.
announced
I
that in
disagree with that.
April though. They announced
Sorry.
they
people
announced
just
the
keep saying
Switch
that.
to the Switch in April. It hasn't been a year.
People
Well, you
keep
want
saying
them to
that it's an
sell it
indie
because-
team, but I highly disagree. It's not an indie team. It's made out of everything that used to be Rare. They're not indie developers, T.
They're independent though.
Bro, they're,
Yeah,
they're,
they're
They still
professional
don't
people.
have a
They've
lot of
been
money.
working on
That's
they
games
don't
for
have
like
Nintendo pushing them. They don't have a big publisher behind
Yeah,
them.
they don't
They
have
don't
any
have
money.
working
That's the problem.
experience.
Excuse me, this is
needed.
an open world 3D game. This isn't some side scroller that shouldn't have taken as long as Mighty Number 9 took, and then have this big downgrade.
Oh, by the way, the Mighty Number 9 still people haven't gotten their physical rewards yet, so that's
Like,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
And the dude
I
was
feel
talking
you.
about
I feel
making
you. You're passionate.
anime before they finished the game.
Yeah, that man was trying to set up
I
his
get-
business.
I see being angry that they haven't kept people updated. They did just say though that it's in the testing phase, and maybe to give it a release window is only going to lead to potential delay announcement. Like,
Look, the way I look at it is that they're both not great situations.
No.
If I wanted to take a good situation, I would say Shantae, even though Shantae is still missing DLC. When that game came out, that was a game.
That was a game.
That was a game. That game was finished, and we all got the same game. and I think we're
I'm
getting
not giving ukulele a pass. I don't think it's going to be approaching Banjo-Kazooie. You know, this isn't nostalgia speaking. I don't think this is an exact same team that made Banjo-Kazooie. You have some guys here, some guys there. They're using like, what is it? What are they using? Unity or something?
Yeah, I think they're using Unity.
Not the greatest engine of all time. You're like, this is not going to be. Like, it's easy to say, okay, well, this team is close to that size from back then, but they weren't going to Miyamoto and saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, they're not doing that now. They don't have that kind of backing.
And technically,
like, I'm gonna make a video about this. Rare has been trash without Nintendo, before and after, for the most part. And so, like, I don't expect this to be a Banjo-Kazooie. I expect it to remind me of some of that, but
I expect it to be a decent game. That's the goal.
Yeah, decent game. It's not going to be, oh my god, they brought back the 3D platformer in a huge way. No.
Because the problem, my number 9, even on the philosophy level, is Mega Man. If they wanted Mega Man to play like Sonic, that game is set up for people to want to speed run it, but the game isn't designed for speed runners. So it's like, so it's like, why did you design a game with that mentality, but didn't even have the level design reflected? So that's just a different story entirely.
And I would just say, I don't think the ukulele situation's as bad, but it's definitely
not great.
Like, that game came out and there was major issues, and for whatever reason, reviewers only reviewed the Xbox One version, which had the most of the issues. I always thought that was weird. Why did anyone review the PC or PS4 version? I still to this day don't. It's got to be some kind of conspiracy. That was weird.
I would say, isn't the PC version fixed or no? I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but all the reviewers are like, played on Xbox One, like the one with the worst frame rate, the one with the worst loading times and a glitch. But anyway,
also you put a platformer out on the Xbox console. What kind of shit is that?
I don't want to give him a
Super
pass.
Lucky's Tales. Anyone?
Oh, hey, look, we know that game's not gonna sell. T.
So I think a lot of the hype for ukulele, based on the first impressions, really killed that game, and I wonder if they're just worried to put it out on Switch and have the same situation. Maybe that's why they're just. We'll have to wait and see what the final game looks like.
The problem is that the first impressions is really burned the consumer on their trust now. That's
so maybe if the Switch version comes out and doesn't have those problems and it's a really solid port, maybe that's why they're waiting. I mean, and it could also be maybe the Switch isn't as easy.
To me, this is different. This is incompetence. Maybe you could say that they're being a little bit incompetent with this game or whatever. But that's juxtaposed with what was going on with Mighty Number 9, which was just shady. Like, there's one thing to be incompetent, you just don't have it together, and you have all these, you made all these different versions of the game, and you kind of spread yourself too thin. I said that a long time ago. They were spreading themselves out too thin. But what happened with Mighty Number 9 is just shadiness.
I definitely agree that everything around Mighty Number 9, like the Red Ash and the cartoons and the extra Kickstarter, that's all bullshit. But the game, apart from the fact that they had the Unreal Engine 4 test and they backed away from that, it was on schedule. I got updates. They told me what I was getting when I was getting. While the game was being made, you had beta tests of what it was going to be like. And with ukulele, it's been like almost a year and a half. And like I said, I can't even get a release window, even though everybody already finished my game, if you know what I mean. That just makes me really salty.
But ukulele is already out. It's not like it's just not out on the console you want it to be on right now. Like, it's out. It's not like it's not out. Like, the Mighty Number 9 situation, they just kept pushing the release date, pushing it. When's that 3DS and PS Vita version coming, guys? Where are those?
And versions? I want to just point out, I want to move on, but there was no way this. I really feel like the Wii U version, like they were saying, yeah, it's looking pretty good. I just have a feeling the game was never really looking good on the Wii U. And
I don't think so either.
It probably would have. They wanted to stay with that, and maybe they. For the right reason, made the wrong decision to stay with it longer than they probably should have.
Yeah, I think it's because they were like, they really wanted to push for the Nintendo fan because they know those are the people who really care about that genre.
And that's why I like them more, because they actually, it was a bad situation, but they still try to stick it out and make it happen.
But it ended up being to the detriment, unfortunately.
I know that. Obviously, in the long run, it didn't work out.
Opposite, they know Nintendo fans back then. That's where most people came from. And when everything was going to come out, they gave like 2 more updates saying it was going to come, and they already knew at that point it wasn't going to come anymore, because they had at that point already dev kits and everything, and they knew before that it wasn't going to happen. So I feel they just took people along because the people who backed it.
But the problem is that's an assumption.
That's an situation before. I
don't.
Something, and I'm like, like I know it's just not going to happen. That is the hardest thing to be like, yo, sorry, y'all. Like, I know I promised you this. Like, I've been in that situation personally a few times myself where I'm just like, all right, this is not going to work. I really wanted this to work. Now I have to tell all these people it's not going to happen. Like, that's not, that's not something you just try out there.
Well, I'm saying that to me right now, that's an assumption. That's not even a fact.
Yeah, this is all, we don't know these things.
We're just guessing here. So I don't feel like that's a fair.
So let's, Robert, did you give a score?
I'll say.
Well, look at Project Cars though. Like we
chill out.
We've had situations on Wii U where they just didn't give a shit and they just left. Mm-hmm. So at least they didn't just leave. This isn't a great situation, but at least you're gonna get something, and not like what you had on Wii U, where it was just like
hashtag Shantae Life. That's all I'm gonna say.
And technically, they gave us our last update was last month, so that doesn't mean we won't get an update this month.
But anyway, what's your score, Robert?
I'm gonna say 70 out of 100. I'm still excited for the game. It's definitely calmed down for a while, but I'm still excited and I'm looking forward to playing it. Just I hope it's not close to Odyssey. That's for sure.
Oh, it probably will be. That's what I'm afraid.
What's Odyssey? 3 months away or
3 months? October. Yeah. Oh my god!
October,
it's almost 3 months exactly.
I don't see that coming this year. By the way, Ukulele.
Really? You don't even think it's gonna come?
I don't see it.
Oh no, I think it'll at least come this year.
Totally coming.
The only reason they wouldn't is just because of the release schedule of all these other games.
For sure, that'd be the only reason.
Yeah, but if I get my download code, I don't give a damn about a physical copy. If I can get my download code, that's all I care about.
I think it's going to be in November, December.
They should come out the same day as Odyssey and be like,
no, damn it!
We're gonna roll with the big boys. Capital B versus, King Koopa. Who's better?
Going out hands like haymakers.
So let's just get on to the main, because I mean there's some other indie games like Rhyme and stuff, but
I don't care about Rhyme.
Yeah,
that is 60.
and some other multiplats and stuff. But let's just get on. Let's just start with Fireman Warriors. Same formula or whatever. Give it a number 0 to 100 for your excitement. If you got anything to say, and let's start with Terrell.
I'm hovering between 70 and 80. If I see more 75? Characters, all right, bitch. all right, we're all fucking comedians tonight. I see when someone just passed the mic over, shit. Anyways, 75.
He's kind of right though. He's kind of right.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's how he said between.
75. Jesus Christ. The point I was trying to make is that I'm looking forward to the game. I like the fact that you can switch. I'm probably more into this game than probably Juice's, because I saw Juice's Europe thing and I was surprised you were pretty not down on it, but just not as excited as I thought you would have been about it. But I like the fact that you can switch characters on the fly. It still has like support conversations and events. It looks like the game's going to be a little bit more challenging. And even though technically it's still suffering issues, I enjoyed Hyrule Warriors fine. And I thought, and considering this game has already been shown to do better, look and play better than Hyrule Warriors, I'm perfectly cool with that. I do wish we were getting that new Dynasty Warriors engine, but fuck it, I'll take an L for right now, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. I'm waiting for a goddamn release date. Nintendo.
That's an interesting one because of Mario in October. It's like, will Fire Emblem be the November game? Like,
I really thought they said August for that game.
No,
that's Mario+Rabbids.
What?
That was his Eminem impression. He just screamed a little bit too loud on the mic. Chill out.
All right. So next, let's go to T. What's your hype level for Fire Emblem Warriors?
Yeah, I'm between 70 and 75. I'm way more familiar with the Zelda world, and I'm a Muso fan, so I've been playing like Dynasty Warriors and a lot of stuff for years. And for me, Hyrule Warriors, listen to me. Fire Emblem Warriors is just a few notches above my anticipation for our new Dynasty Warriors. And that might sound terrible, but I actually do like Dynasty Warriors games. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm more into the world of Zelda and the characters and stuff than I am Fire Emblem. So my hype level isn't quite where it was for that game. But like I said, I'm still pretty hyped for it. So 72.5.
All right, stop.
All right,
animals. What the fuck happened?
Robert, where's your excitement level for Fire Emblem Warriors?
I'm at a 69.
Touche.
Everybody's a fucking comedian tonight. That's what we go here.
Because it's like I played Hyrule Warriors for I think it was like 20 something hours, and I could see myself putting in like
That's
another 20 something hours. Yeah,
That's
What
actually
happened?
I only put 30.
that's actually pretty low
I
considering.
put like 32 in Hyrule Warriors.
it's
and
like,
we saw how excited Juice was about it.
yeah. Well, again,
Like
like
60 hours in.
to me, it's like you put in 20 something hours, you had fun with the game. That's cool. So that's why.
To me, that's a fail. For
Oh, that's a total fail.
What?
I was like, coming from the guy who put in like over 100 hours in the Splatoon, and you're like, oh yeah, I had fun with Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
With all those
it was a
modes
fun
and all
game.
that stuff that was coming.
Yeah,
Did
come
you
on,
get
that
the DLC?
game, that game had so much shit to it.
Because it get
20 hours with all that shit?
what?
It was just playing the same levels over and over. That's what new characters didn't mean
I think
anything.
because mainly to me, it's like it does get repetitive as the hours go by.
Well, I mean, that's Muso games in general.
Yeah, it's,
Well,
it's
yeah,
a hack and slash. It's a Muso game. They get repetitive. That's what
For sure, and that's why I'm still gonna get it because again I'll probably put another like 20-something hours in the game.
Oh, so spraying your ink everywhere ain't repetitive?
I love.
Oh,
spraying
look,
my
I'm spreading ink everywhere. Oh, look how
It feels better to
different this
spray ink.
is.
he gave the game a 69. Come on, we
I
know
like
what he's doing.
working.
Oh my gosh.
We're fucking done already.
All right,
I got my coma for this.
Retro, where's your hype
People
level?
hope to come out of coma's team.
I'm at because I love the Warrior series, everything like Samurai and Dynasty, Berserk, all that shit. Hyrule Warriors was like the dream game for me because I always wanted to see Zelda races on the battlefield. So it can't be better than that, no matter how next gen the game is. I'm still at a 95 for this. The only thing that will get me to 100 is I just got to see more characters and more levels. Because I don't like the standard Fire Emblems. I've been playing them since the GameCube and the Wii, but the levels in Fire Emblem games, they drag on and on. They get so boring so fast. And I'm a Warriors person, so I'm super hyped for this one.
Cool. So
Yeah, I think like it's damn, I lost it.
What?
I had
Well,
a really
I'll give
good
my-
point there,
I'll
but
give
I
my
lost it.
score, and if you think of it, so
Okay.
I'm at because of Lucina, because of that little
Hey,
reveal.
come
there,
on, man, really?
I'm also
Oh my
at a
gosh.
6. No, I'm at a 75. Without Lucina, probably like a 68.
Let me ask you a
Um,
question. Why would they put in Tharja? Would it go up?
I don't like Tharja, so
What? Wow, you savage.
it's I would rather have over Tharja is is it Lynn? Who wears the light blue?
Yo, you talking about from she has blue hair and
No,
like her-
just a light in Fire Emblem Heroes. She's got like a I
The
thought she had blonde
outfit.
hair.
oh
blue-
Azura. Azura.
It's something like Lynn. It's something very close to that. Like a quick, short little name.
Oh,
Um,
Tiki?
No, not Tiki.
Damn
Tiki
it.
wears red.
Come on, guys, let's
Glenn is
figure it
the
out.
one
We only
with
have
the
Come
a
blue
on,
hair.
Pharrell. You're the
couple more
farmer.
hours.
Well, no, you said she had blue hair?
No, she had a blue dress.
Yeah, and green hair, that's Len.
Yeah, that's gotta be Lynn then.
Yeah, I didn't say hair color. I wasn't sure.
Oh yeah, then no, she's not gonna be in the game because they're only doing Awakening.
Oh, now
and-
I remember my point. It's not that great though. It's not as good as I remember. I was just saying about Fire Emblem Warriors. I was hyped to the levels of like seeing Link in Soul Calibur 2, like because it was just like we'd never seen him outside of his own game, and to be able to like play with him like that to where, your battle like the completely different mechanics
And
and
play as Zelda.
just
It's
feel like a
cool.
badass and play as Zelda, right? Like
For sure.
it gave me that Soul Calibur 2-ish.
Oh,
type of
sorry,
feel.
no. What the fuck happened to Soul Calibur as a series? Like, I just that
It died, man.
Yeah,
They
that
had
series
a
just kind
5
of.
on the Xbox One PS4. It looked pretty
Yeah,
cool.
and 5 people bought it.
Yeah, but like I've heard nothing about that game ever since
it died. It just fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
Sales.
That was always good. I mean, the first 2 games were so damn good, but
Oh my gosh.
anyway, let's
You can say
stay
thing
on
about
track.
Dead or Alive, but we don't talk about that game, right?
Let's stay on
Dead or
track. Fire Emblem Warriors, like, I'm a bigger Zelda fan than a Fire Emblem fan, and 30 hours in Hyrule Warriors was only because I bought the season pass, and I was like, I gotta at least play as these characters a little bit. So I probably would have only had 20 without, if I didn't make the mistake of buying that mistake for me. Buying that
I think you were the only one who bought it, and in this group, I think.
because it's like, oh, I got these new characters. Well, what can I do? Oh, I can just replay the same levels again. It's like,
Do you remember how badass Ganon is in that game? Like we all wanted him to be that model going forward. It was so cool.
He looked cool, but again, just playing the same levels, just to me,
No,
got
I'm
boring.
not trying to make a point there. I was just saying.
And I don't know if Fire Emblem Wars will be any different, or we'll wait till we see the final roster.
we gotta see the roster. The roster will debate.
Pretty likely, I'm getting like it's pretty high percentage I'm buying.
I need to see Ike, man.
Either way,
I would
it's
cry.
similar.
I would cry if I got like dead ass.
And here's another point. I'm worried about this game because of the Warriors series and Hyrule Warriors DLC practices combined with Fire Emblem's DLC practices. I'm a little worried that this is going to get out of hand. So.
Oh, Jay, why you had to throw mud on it? I didn't even think about that shit.
Well, I'm expecting DLC. That's
they know there's some thirsty fans out there. They're going to put Tharja or somebody in a DLC.
No, because Tharja, I would think Tharja would be in the main game. If
they're going to take somebody that a fan favorite and put them in the season.
It'd probably be characters like Lynn and Ike because they're not a part of the games that they said they were going to use.
Mm-hmm. So the Fire Emblem Spank Bank pack.
Listen, if they have swimsuit outfits, then I'm going to be mad as shit. Because I have to buy that. But that's
stuff like that. And let's just go on to the next game because I think everyone gave their score, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mario+Rabbids Kingdom. What is it? Kingdom
Battle.
Wow, juice.
Wow. Mario+Rabbids Kingdom Battle, dog.
Yeah. So my my level's at 82 for this game, which is never would have guessed back a few months back. Like even before E3, probably still would have been like maybe a 5 out of 100. You know, something ridiculously low. But it looks good, and I like the gameplay mechanics they went with, and it's interesting that I've never played XCOM or really ever seen it played before, so it all looked new to me. So yeah, it one of those games where it looks cool to watch, but I think it's gonna be really cool to play, and I'm very excited to actually play the game. And I like the art style fits whatever that game engine they used. Seemed to
Snowdrop
had it's a nice looking game, and the comedy's pretty solid so far. So 82 for me. So let's go to T. I think you were the least. You were with me on this game. We were just not wanting this game to exist.
Is this for real? This trash is gonna happen? No way! It's just the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And after seeing the reveal, my shit is at a 90.
Yeah,
90. I could not. I can't believe I'm saying this. I need a shower. I feel filthy. But no, man. Like, it's like, you know, I don't really know XCOM like that either. I mean, I've seen the game before, played or whatever, but I never played it. My initial impression of it was that it was similar to one of my favorite 3DS games of all time, which is Codename Steam.
That's true.
Super underappreciated freaking game. Oh my god, it's such a great game. I hope they bring a Switch version at some point. That's a port I wouldn't mind seeing. But yeah, it just reminded me of that, and you know, the game looks gorgeous. And then you couple it with, because I'm such a softy, I'm such a bleeding heart. You couple it with that dude's passion at the reveal, him crying. It was over. That's it. It's a wrap. I have to get this game now. And I can't believe it, a Rabbids game. I'm excited for a Rabbids game with Mario players, obviously, Mario characters. But it looks great. Like, I love the visuals. It looks like, I'm trying to, like.
It's 3D world, but to the next level.
Yeah, it's really, it's plush looking. It looks great. So I'm excited.
All right, let's go to Terrell.
I probably would say I'm at an 80. As someone who likes, especially because of Fire Emblem, been getting really into the tactical side of RPGs and whatnot. I wasn't. So I never been that overly down on the Rabbids because I never really cared. I was just indifferent towards them. But the game looked so fucking good. The game is on some just graphically and just gameplay mechanics. There's a lot. It looks like there's a lot of depth to it. People say this is baby's XCOM. This shit might, depending on how well this game, how good this game is, it might end up getting me into XCOM because Jesus Christ. I just like some of the shit you just do in this game where you go over, you slide kick a dude, come up back over to your partner, jump off of their legs, and end up on a secondary platform and just to shoot the dude across from you. Shit, like I love that.
That's so good.
I love that shit when it just like when a plan comes together. That shit, that's like that's codename Steam shit for me, man. It's like you're setting up 3 things in like 3 different turns, and then that 4th turn you just hit the A button. Get to see it all fold out, and I'm just like, let's go. So, yeah, I'm actually, I got myself way more excited about that game than I initially planned to.
It makes me
up to like an 88.
Yeah. I feel like I started at an 80, and by the end of this conversation, I think I'm at like a 90, man.
I kind of want to go back and like give some Rabbids games a chance, like
Yes!
just to see. I never really gave Rabbit games a chance.
Rabbids Go Home. Play it.
I was just upset. Okay, Rabbids Go Home was that on Wii, right?
Yeah, that was on Wii. It's like a platform. It's not a mini game collection. Sort of.
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm looking at. I gotta just quickly interrupt. I linked in the live chat. Polygon's uploaded gameplay, and I forgot. The game looked this amazing. Like the opening cutscene, I was like,
It's great.
like this isn't the game. This is like CGI, but it's like the rest of the game. Man, it looks so damn good. And I don't want to be a graphics whore or nothing.
Well,
but
yes, you do. Come on.
it's just this is gonna look good on my Sony TV for sure.
I subconsciously
I can't wait for this Nintendo game on my Sony television.
So
I
anyway,
subconsciously equated it with like Wii shovelware, the Rabbids games. And
Me too.
It wasn't fair because I never played them. I never like played them, so now I kind of want to give them a chance and see if I actually like any of them. So.
You won't.
I won't. He said I won't. You won't.
Retro, what's your excitement, if any, for Mario plus Rabbids?
Well, I think first of all, the game looks gorgeous. It really does look amazing. Not too big of a fan of the gameplay. It looks like it could be fun. What I really like is the fact, like when you, for example, send somebody like a rabbit to the wall, that it feels like it's like a cartoon in progress. Like it feels like, this is gonna sound so dumb, like they're not programmed to do what they do, but they're doing it out of their own will, hiding against the wall, looking over it. It looked so cool. But I'm at a 50 on this. If my fiance would not have definitely wanted this game, she's at like a 90 for this, I probably wouldn't have picked it up.
All right. And I mean, I don't know enough if there's any 2-player local or anything. Does anybody know?
Yeah, there's 2-player local, right? I feel like that's a thing.
I don't
You just
know.
switch controllers all the time.
Yes. I don't know.
Not
Let me
sure.
take that back.
Even just like Donkey Kong Country would look amazing in this.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
the leaves and stuff look like what Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, like the renders they showed you.
Yeah.
It's got that same style, and then like the shadows, clouds, and stuff. It's just amazing. It's a Switch game. It's going to look amazing in handheld mode, and it's going to look amazing on your TV, according to this direct feed footage. So, Robert, I saved you for last on this one for a reason, because I know you were the most excited, even at the earliest hint that this game might exist. So, what's your excitement level now that you know what the game is and the gameplay?
So the game looks like garbage. It's
Oh, shut up. No one believes you.
I can't wait. I'm at 100 easily. This is such a crazy crossover featuring some of the greatest characters, Mario and the Rabbids. And I love the Rabbids. I think they're really good. I like their minigame collection games, but also I think Rabbids Go Home is easy, their best game. It's just it's a platform sort of style. It's really good. And I did play this at E3, the Mario + Rabbids game, and it does look gorgeous on the TV. It really does. And apparently I was like the only one to actually get through the whole demo, because apparently people, I don't know, don't go through demos. Because it was, I think, like a time limit, but I was able to get through it. And it's a ton of fun. It really is a ton of fun. And I can't wait because I can't wait to see even more of the Rabbid enemies designs because they're very creative and different. And of course, maybe we'll have even more other than like the Donkey Kong giant rabbit. Maybe you'll have something else like a giant Bowser rabbit or something. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty awesome, and I can't wait. And the fact that it's next month it just blows my mind. And yeah, 100.
Yeah,
for me.
Juice,
Yeah.
you were saying like it looks like. 'Cause I just looked at some. It looks like box art renders or whatever from Donkey Kong Country. I think it looks better than that. I think it looks more like box art renders from the N64 games, like Banjo Kazooie and stuff. I think it's way
Yeah, I was
closer to
talking
that.
about just the like high res renders they put out in
Yeah,
magazines before Donkey Kong.
It's the same stuff. They use that similar
Yeah.
stuff on the box art on the in the renders
And I
and
was saying
magazines
that
and stuff.
it looks like those renders look that good. In my mind, that's what they look like. Like seeing Rabbids, Mario+Rabbids, seeing those leaves and stuff, that's in my mind, that's what those renders look like, which I'm sure they didn't, but that's the first thing I thought of. And I'm watching Rabbids Go Home gameplay, and I gotta say that 480 resolution. Of course, Robert would like this one Rabbids wearing a freaking thong, and that's all you can
It's
see.
hilarious.
That's disturbing. That
It's
is
hilarious.
disturbing.
I don't want to.
No.
Now I'm not going to play this game.
No, I will say that Rabbits Go Home.
He gave
That's
up
what,
because of the thumb.
it's so funny because Rabbits Go Home is you could like strip people, so you yell and you just strip everyone and they get naked. It's hilarious. I love
When
it.
did you play this?
Oh
When it first came out, I
How
was
old
like,
were you?
I was I don't know, maybe 11. I
Yeah.
got
I wonder that's the last time you played it? Have you played it as an
no.
adult?
I played this game. No joke, was like last year again. I played it like
Okay.
last year. It's a really
Just
fun
checking.
game.
Just checking.
Well,
Great.
I like how he don't believe any of
and
this
I will
shit.
say it's actually, if we're gonna go by reviews, it's like an 80 something on Metacritic. It's definitely the most liked Rabbids game. So people
All
like
right,
that.
so let's stick with Robert and let's go to the next game, which would be Splatoon 2.
Well, okay, so I was gonna say 100, but I guess that doesn't really make sense because I'm not, obviously again, I'm gonna go with a 95. I definitely am incredibly excited for it. I don't feel it, but I am excited for it, and I am gonna play like 500 hours of it, like Splatoon 1, and I definitely will. I guess it's to level 50, the multiplayer. I know I'm gonna play a ton of that. And I'm going to like 100% the single player probably in a day. And it's going to be awesome. And yeah, I'm going to say 95 for Splatoon 2.
So I'm getting a vibe that you could have waited a couple more years before the next Splatoon.
Well, I was expecting to. So it's kind of, it definitely is kind of rushed. Because again, I did, I got to level 50 in Splatoon back in last year, January. So it was like very quick. And I played a ton. I remember I would play like 13, 14 hours a day of it. So it's definitely like, kind of sudden to be like, oh, here's a new one. It's like, oh, snap. Okay, I just played a lot. Like, so, the more that I think about it, I'm going to say 90. But I'm excited, though.
All right, I thought for sure that was going to be 100. So, Retro, I know you big Splatoon fan. What's your level for Splatoon 2 on the Switch?
Splatoon 2 for me, it's my and I mean this, it's my number one game for this year. I'm on 100. I think I've said everything I need to say already about Splatoon 2. It's the greatest thing. Like, I don't even have in my top 10 greatest video games that's ever. I don't even have a Mario game in there. Even though I know I'm gonna love Mario Odyssey, I will still put Splatoon 2's anticipation over that.
All right, that's fair enough. I mean, that's your opinion. I'd probably keep those Mario's in your top 10, to yourself. Those comments.
I think it's kind of late for that, isn't it?
I'm just kidding. T, Splatoon 2, where's that at for you?
It's about 80, which is way more than when they first announced it. Like so, that's definitely about an 80. Obviously, because we know what the game is, for the most part, it's gonna be fun to like try out new weapons and all that stuff. So, but it's not like it's a new game, so. Still excited for it. It's a big game. I mean, I can't remember a time on a Nintendo console or any console in the first year that you had just big game.
Yeah, I think it was smart to have it, but like like I said, I mean, it was too soon for me, but I'll still play it and enjoy it. And Salmon Run could be the saving grace, really. It could be the game changer since none of us have played that mode.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Salmon Run, yeah, that looks great. And it's just like, for me, it's like Splatoon is at least one of the the games I can hang, with everybody else online with.
Yeah.
Unlike Mario Karts and Smash and Arms.
I don't know. I think Smash. I think
I'm okay in Smash. Yeah, I mean, I used to be better, but I'm okay with that. But like it's Arms. Like, I'm the only guy that still does motion. Like, I'm the only one that still prefers it. So
yeah, I think motion holds you back. Like I said, I played against a new.
Well, you say that, but we were playing, and I was just terrible. And then I started doing motion. I started beating people. So
you got to go through the Grand Prix with.
I'm going through the Grand Prix. I beat level 4 or 5.
I mean, if you could beat 5 with the motion controls, that's all. Then you're.
Yeah, but I was spamming though. Like,
yeah.
No. I mean, I was spamming using standard controls. I was spamming with like the dragon.
Oh, Robert's technique. All right, I see.
Yeah. I was using Robert's technique.
That was one of the first fallbacks I went with, and then when you get to, I think it's 5 or 6, where they start doing the counter thing, where they wait till you punch.
Yeah.
And then I had to completely change how I played the game. And there's actually a tutorial for how to defend against that. Like, it doesn't teach you anything; it just makes the opponent. They will not throw a punch unless
that's a good mechanic. A lot of good fighting games do that. Street Fighter is really good at doing that. It's like, oh, you understand the Hadouken? All right, here's Sagat. Now what? And then you got to change your strategy. So.
Tiger uppercut.
Right.
But anyway, Terrell, Splatoon 2, excitement?
I'm pretty close to where T's at, where I'm at like an 80. Because, like, I'm looking forward to the game. But I think what hurts it is that it's near the end of July, and the 2 games I want to play more are literally like right into August, and I can't. It just and it's because we also know how Splatoon 2 is gonna be. Like, Splatoon 2, it's kind of like it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna enjoy it, but like it might turn to an ARM situation where, like, as soon as a new game comes out, I might drop it for like a little while. Come on, man! I got Sonic and fucking Mario and Rabbids the next month.
What you doing to us, man? You killing us?
Kidding me? I don't have this kind of money. Fuck.
If you got physical for all the games, then it's like whatever one's in your system right then. If you got Sonic Mania or that's digital, never mind. Mario Rabbids or whatever in your system, then it's like, it sounds ridiculous.
Switch all that shit out.
It is enough of a deterrent sometimes just to play the game that's in the system. I've done that more than once.
You get lazy because this is first world problems.
Mm-hmm.
But
we really should be complaining about
this. It's not the most intuitive thing to like change carts on a Switch.
No, yeah, I do not like that cheap plastic.
That's stupid.
Door that opens.
Like, I feel like I wish they would have done like the kind of like something similar to like the Wii's lip thing, where it has like the furry stuff that stops the dust or whatever, something like that. But that's the first world problem. Just change the shit, stop crying.
But I am thinking, like, I wish I had gone digital on ARMS probably, because I don't know if I want to spend extra on Splatoon to go digital because you don't get the 20% off.
This is what I was saying before. Like, when I was saying I wanted to go digital for the PlayStation 4, and I slowly realized that the industry doesn't really want you to go digital, even though they keep pushing digital, because you can get no fucking discounts.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's like you're gonna spend the 60 straight up.
That's bullshit. That's the thing that always killed me about digital. Why is it not cheaper? It should be cheaper. There's no packaging. There's no shipping. There's none of that stuff. Why is it not cheaper?
People keep acting like it is cheaper. It's not fucking cheaper. It's more expensive.
And you don't get the awesome box art. The Switch has the best box art in years.
Well, at least Nintendo allows you to buy the box if you want just the box. All right.
I love looking at my PSP boxes, and I love the Switch the same way. It's very similar.
All right. So my score for Splatoon 2 is. It's the same for Mario. Actually, if I was to rethink my top 5, I'd probably put Splatoon at 4, Mario at 3, which in my juice opinions, I had it reversed. But just because the excitement isn't as high. I think, you know, it's just because we know what the game is. We played it, the test fire. We played the Splatfest demo, so it's not like I've already kind of had a good amount of time with it. So that's why it's lower. It probably should be more like a 78 for me, but I had it at 82 before we started, so I'm gonna stick with that.
Is there really a difference in there?
Not much. Just to put it.
Yeah, I feel like
really
at this one, now we're just arguing semantics.
I'm just wanting to point. I'm probably a little bit more excited for Mario+Rabbids at this point.
Wow.
That is why I wanted to drop the score. But I mean, like I said, the salmon run could really be something that is a game changer, and you know, 4 of us playing co-op. You know, maybe it won't be, but you're not just covering ink anymore. So I think it could be something that feels a lot more fresh than any other part of the game. So.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, next game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So for me, this is a 94 out of 100, and it would be higher if I wasn't a little worried about maybe a little too much story like the first game, which just for me, it was just too much. Annoying Shulk, whiny Shulk. I'm hoping maybe it's a better balance between X and the first game. So 94 though, because I just know with that mechanics of the battle system and stuff that it's going to be a great game. And you know, they said the visuals were what they're polishing up and stuff, and even if they only do it a little bit, it's still going to be a good looking game, and looking forward to it. So let's go T next on Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, sorry.
He was drunk.
I would say 85. Xenoblade Chronicles. There are some slight issues. It's all visual stuff with me. Like, I feel like they need to work the contrast on the game. It needs to be a little bit more contrasty, if that makes any sense.
Looking a little soft.
Yeah, it looks a little soft, right? But
especially next to Mario+Rabbids.
right, which is super sharp and pretty detailed. Obviously, they're way different games. But yeah, 85. I mean, it's Xenoblade. Like, it's gonna be awesome. So that combat system looks pretty cool. I'm looking to dive into that. But for me, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm so excited for the next Xenoblade when I still haven't beat the last one. So, and again, it's hard to turn that Wii U on sometimes and go back and finish it, because I only have the last boss to beat. I just haven't done it. I haven't turned the damn Wii U on.
Actually, when I turned it on, I was very surprised at how good X still looked compared to Zelda. It's just like, wow, it's way sharper, and I mean, the world doesn't feel as live, and there's not a lot of the little things, but it's still a great looking game.
Is it Turok Dinosaur Hunter pop up?
I didn't even really notice the pop up when I played it.
It's not that bad. I'm just messing around.
No.
But yeah,
It is that bad though.
At times, there's certain areas it is, but for the most part, like the big creatures you can see for quite a while.
I feel like it's solid though. I don't remember it stuttering, like even with
it runs pretty well.
Yeah. So I think they're compensating obviously visuals for that kind of stuff, and that's fine. And like this one will probably stick out more because it's going back to more character-based stuff, where you didn't really have that with Chronicles X. So it's going back kind of to the first one. So I'm sure there's going to be characters that everybody loves and, oh, that's my character, type of thing, kind of like with the first one. So yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, I gave it an extra like 10 points because of Pyra. So that's
right.
That is a pretty awesome character design.
That's awesome character design. That's great character design, man. It's great.
It is.
Can we stop? We all know where this is going. And listen. If we want to do the lewd pictures, I have connections.
Oh my gosh.
I can get it done.
I'm fine with just the game's visuals and the original art that the person that created it
I love the physics in this game. That's all I'm gonna say.
So let's go to Retro Desk, because I'm not really sure. Another game I'm not really sure on for you.
This guy's such a mystery.
He is.
He's hiding all of his secrets behind his hair. That's what it is.
Before I get all this hate, I have very specific reasons for this. My hype for Xenoblade 2 is seriously like a 22.
Whoa.
It's because the biggest one is something that T also said, but that counts a lot for me. I'm still playing the first one. My hype level for the first one is still 100 because I still don't even have a skull, and I'm so excited to get that shit
Oh, you
and
mean
to travel. So I'm still so much into the first one. I don't even want to get the second one before I completed the first one, because I know if I buy the second one, I'm never touching the first one again. So I want to finish this one first.
You better hurry up.
The second reason is the first trailer for Xenoblade 2 was amazing. That first trailer they showed, the very first time they showed it, was amazing, with the character running through the field, the giant wheel, and the character shit. And the second trailer they released, like at E3 or whenever that was so garbage, with the shitty voice acting, and you basically only saw like character faces, like cropped to zoom in on their eyes and shit. Like I barely saw anything of the game. And the final reason is I'm not a big fan of the combat system in the Xenoblade games.
I have to agree with you though on the trailer situation. The second trailer definitely took something out of me. The first trailer.
They tried
To
to
me,
focus on
even
story.
it looked even visually better. To me, if I
One thing-
remember correctly.
Because of that, that was so clear in the gameplay they showed, which is another reason. And I hate that. Like, X looked amazing. That game looked amazing.
Yeah.
And what I feel with Xenoblade 2 is like they took the world of X, the way it looks, and they put like Tales of Symphonia characters in there. Like that's what I think they meant with the saturation, is like the levels, the color of the levels with the characters, it clashes too much still for me, I feel. I need to see a better trailer, and that might seriously hype me up a lot more.
And it's one of those situations where this one's going a little way more anime, like in the like.
Oh,
the
dude, it's like
characters,
full anime, man.
They like cell shaded stuff, whereas X, the world itself was definitely more realistic looking, I guess, if you will. And
try to go for more realism than
the characters were like CG anime, like
they were in the middle, like a
they
hybrid.
weren't like cell shaded looking. So, but like I said, it's I really hope they can polish it up, because I mean it's not a great looking game at this point as compared to a lot of the other Switch games. So I would hope, but the gameplay is just, if it's anything like X, that's really all that matters. So let's go, Robert, another person who didn't beat Xenoblade Chronicles X. And
exposed. Everybody getting exposed in this podcast.
You did get a skill, I think. If I remember.
I did.
Man, you ain't gonna never beat that game, man.
Be honest with your score. No, I mean,
no. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna give it an 80. An 80. Reason is because I am excited. It looks good. And my only problem also is that it could be also higher is I have a feeling I'm there's not gonna have as much time to play the game.
You can take it on the go.
Games. No, I know, but what if I wanna?
You can play it lying in bed, Robert.
No, I know, and I will be doing that, especially for something like Xenoblade.
Oh, love.
Because that's comfortable.
I can lie in bed and yeah.
No, the reason is
You incriminated yourself. I want you to know that.
Like, let's say I'm on break at work. That's an easy half an hour to play some Xenoblade. Unlike if I didn't, because Xenoblade's such a damn long game, it's gonna be a while to actually beat it. But then again, like something like Fallout, that was a long game, and I beat that in like 2 weeks. So I don't know. It's debatable on how it just depends on how many games I'm playing at that moment.
Because you cared about Fallout more than you cared about Xenoblade. It's all good, man.
We don't know when this is coming out either, for sure. Probably December, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say December for this.
I think December, yeah.
Yeah,
just like Chronicles X.
Terrell, did I get your?
No, you didn't, because you didn't care about what I said. I'm probably at around an 80, particularly for different reasons though. I don't think the game looks that bad graphically, personally. Like the biggest issue that I couldn't stand about X, that it seems like at least 2 is fixing on some extent, is the fucking pop-in. The pop-in was like ridiculous on the original X, and it was just one of those things where like you can walk like 2 feet without something popping in front of you.
And there's a freaking giant mech or something in front of you.
Yeah, and you just,
I
I think the biggest issue is that it's combining a lot of elements from the original Xenoblade into this game and kind of ignoring some of the aspects of X that I like. Like, for example, the game doesn't tell you when how your position in terms of an enemy. Like, if you know it's an X, it'll tell you if you're in the front of them or the side, the back, which is important because of certain arts. This game doesn't have that. This game, intentionally, they took it out to provide more of a challenge, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I like the whole blade switching, that you're constantly switching characters.
That looks very cool.
Yeah, because and they've mapped it to where you're not cycling through 6 different arts. You just have the 4 arts on the button on your right Joy-Con or on the right side of the controller, and you're just picking from those 4. And if you want a different set of arts, you switch characters. I'm hoping we still have things like skill trees and stuff like that. I think a lot of it is just a lot of uncertainty. I will agree that second trailer did not do the game any favors, particularly because it was more focused on story, and it's like, bruh, we just wanted to see the fucking gameplay footage. Yeah. That was the first time we saw that game since January, and you showed us a story trailer with pretty, I don't think it's as bad as other people said, but it was still pretty mediocre voice acting, and you're just kind of like, I just wanted to see the gameplay. And then you see the gameplay, it looks pretty cool. So I'm about to like it at 80, personally.
All right. Everybody go there.
Yep.
Oh man, Juice.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to keep track, you know.
My day, I didn't have to keep track of 16 people.
So the last game, obviously, Mario Odyssey. It's you know, for a lot of people, it's probably their number 1 for the Switch rest of this year. But Retro, since sounds like maybe it's not going to be. So where do you put Mario Odyssey?
Okay, I put Mario Odyssey at like, let's say 97. It has to be below Splatoon. It's definitely above Fire Emblem Warriors. The thing that with Mario games for me is that I know once I have that game in my hand, it's gonna be like over 9,000. It's gonna be insane. For me, a Mario game, you have to like experience it firsthand to discover the world, to see what it can deliver. And when you have things like Game Explain, walking through the entire fucking levels, Nintendo themselves are posting screenshot after screenshot. It's too much. It ruins to me what a Mario game is. Like, every new level that they show drops my hype level because it removes that discovery, I feel. So I'm super hyped for Mario, and I know once I have it, it's gonna go through the roof, but I can't put it at 1 just because it's about the discovery, and that's being ruined by everything online.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's only the 5 worlds. I guess they're really big and there's a lot to do, but they've only
what is this? Mario Sunshine? 5
so
levels.
let's go to Terrell, because you know you prefer Sonic over Mario. So Mario Odyssey, where would you rank that?
This was hard for me because it's weird. It's one of those games that looks really fucking cool. And you gave Mario a spin dash, which is always a good thing in my book. I probably right now put it at like a 90.
Wow.
I can't. I don't have any problems with the game. That's like the only literally the only reason why it's not 100 is because I'm looking forward to Sonic. That's literally it. Like there is no real reason why. If I didn't have Sonic, I probably would have put it at 100. I have no problems with the game.
Put it at 99.
I'm not gonna put it at 99. Fuck that. You're getting selfish. You're getting greedy, Robert. Calm your shit. Nah, but like I literally I saw that trailer and then I saw gameplay footage and I have no concern about that game. I don't know why. I'm surprised that I have absolutely no concern. But Jesus Christ, that game looks so fucking good. So good.
All right, let's go to T.
Are you kidding? This fucking game looks fucking fabulous. Are you kidding me?
You said it wrong.
200. 200. Like, this game, man, I haven't been this excited for a Mario game since, like, I can't say I was excited for Galaxy 2, but when I got it, I was blown away by it. But it definitely remind me of the first time I saw Mario 64. Like, I have that kind of excitement for this game. And I just want to get and play around in this freaking world and collect all the freaking uniforms, the outfits or whatever, and have Mario in a poncho and a sombrero, all this crazy stuff in this game. I just know there's no way that there's only 5 worlds in this game. Because nobody wants to be reminded of Mario Sunshine. So,
I don't think there's any Sunshine. Is there anything in this game that you've seen that was in Sunshine? Because I'm thinking this looks like 64 and Galaxy. I don't see
this is 64 meets Galaxy with a sprinkle.
See any Sunshine.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Sprinkle
this is
3D World.
3D World, right? I was gonna say sprinkle of 3D World. Game looks so damn good. Like I just know there's gonna be some crazy worlds that we haven't seen. There's no way Nintendo's gonna like blow their load. Like initially, there's stuff in this game you haven't seen yet, and just to be able to not worry about a clock, just be able to run around and explore. Yeah. Like even just that alone makes me so happy for this game, man. Like, and it looks gorgeous. Gosh, it looks gorgeous. I can't wait to get my hands on Mario Galaxy. Look at me, Mario Galaxy, Mario Odyssey.
The funny thing
the
is,
nostalgia sprinkles with New Donk City and having those rafters from Donkey Kong, like all that stuff, and then the side scrolling. Man, this game is so creative. I can't wait.
It's because you said that you feel like it doesn't have anything from Sunshine and a lot from Galaxy. Galaxy 1 is seriously my favorite Mario, but when you see Mario running through the Mexico level, whatever, I get a Sunshine vibe. Like he's on vacation in the sunny area. It reminds me with the way the character is a bit rendered somehow, the lighting style. It reminds me a lot more of Sunshine than it does Galaxy.
I hope. Like in my research, like I had forgotten this. I remember. I knew this at one point, but I just forgot the fact that Sunshine was like super rushed and they cut like 6 worlds out of it or something. And thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, it definitely feels like that because they put the filler blue coin crap in there, which I hated. And you could totally feel that. So I want this to have nothing to do with Sunshine. And it's like just like samey ass levels, like because it went with that whole tropical thing, the whole tropical island thing. So you didn't get the cool lava world, you didn't get the cool ice world, you didn't get all the stuff you expect from Mario games. And this game has gone beyond that. Like there's a biodome level. Like this is crazy. Like I can't wait. And there's a city level. Like wow.
The favorite level I've seen so far from the trailers is the black and white one. That one looks amazing.
That black and white world, yeah.
I don't know if that's just a bonus
ghost world or whatever that is.
Oh, I don't know if that's a full world or maybe just like a bonus stage. We'll have to see.
What about like the polygon fruit world? Like what the hell is going on there?
Yeah, they didn't show much of that in the new trailer or in any gameplay, so that's be interesting. So my hype level for Mario Odyssey is a 98. And the reason I put it as a 98, any other year it was 100, but I couldn't have it higher than Zelda because Zelda was on a whole nother level for me, the excitement. So I had to have it lower than 100 for that reason. And also the new Donk City level, like visually doesn't look good to me. Like I don't like that in a Mario game. So, it's a minor thing.
Watch you too much of Sonic Adventure.
I never played that. It just doesn't fit really. So, that out of all the stuff I've seen, that world doesn't, and it's kind of a hub world, but it also seems like it's got a lot of.
I feel like it does fit. I feel like not to bring up Sunshine again is that this is. I specifically remember this back in the day, Miyamoto talking about Sunshine and how Mario was going to grow up or whatever. And if you remember the early. There was early, I don't know if it was screenshots or footage. I think it was footage of Mario Sunshine. You saw there was real people. And yeah, remember that? And I think that's what he wanted to do with that game. Obviously, a lot of that stuff got cut. I think this is kind of the reimagining of that idea, which I thought was pretty cool back then.
Yeah, I remember that very first trailer. It looked almost like Pixar movie back when they first showed it.
It was gorgeous.
And then we didn't see it again for a while. So, I mean, I'm super excited. I know once I get it and I'm playing it, I'm going to love it. Just, like I said, I couldn't have it higher than Zelda. And just out of curiosity, I haven't looked yet. What do you guys think the E3 trailer view totals are at? I think they're at 12 million or something, like a month and a half ago. Whenever E3, what has it been? 8 months since E3. So I think I looked like maybe 2.5 weeks ago, and it was at like 12 million. So
Yeah, that's the last time I saw it. It was 12.
What do you guys think it's
I'll
at
say
now?
13. Just went up.
I'm gonna say 15.
I'm gonna say 18.
When was it at
Wow.
12? You said.
A month
couple
ago.
weeks ago. No, a month ago
okay.
was basically E3.
A couple weeks
so.
ago. Okay.
I'm gonna go with 15 as well.
Why? I know because I'm looking at it. So I can't
You cheater.
Yeah,
I will say someone already got it. I will say that.
13.5.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
It really tapered off because it was climbing a lot. I wonder what Star Wars Battlefront 2 is at, because remember that whole
100,000.
Remember it was like, oh, it crushes Star Wars crushes,
but it passed it.
Yeah, Star Wars at 11 million, and in the time they posted that, they shorted Mario by like 2 million views. But
just for fun, what's Lucky Tales at?
What?
Lucky Tale, what is that at?
What game?
Lucky's Tale.
About
By the way,
100,000.
Star Wars is only at 12 million. By the way,
88,000.
A 3 month ago one is the recent one was only at 11. Lucky's Tale.
Yeah, Lucky's Tale, the Xbox.
I'm gonna
Super
guess
Lucky's
like
Tale.
50,000 or less.
Super Lucky's Tale.
No, I'll say 250,000.
88,000.
It's a 4K announcement video. It's at 180,000. But
wow, that hurt, man.
Those
Yeah,
Xbox fans are clamoring for a 3D platformer.
I know they really care about those platformers, guys.
Yeah, great idea. It was a good idea, guys, to put that on the Xbox.
Can't wait to put it. Can't wait to see you
What do you think,
climb up the charts too, right?
what do you think Polygon's gameplay from E3?
Oh my gosh!
Is
In
this
the
what
20s?
we're doing?
In the 20,000s, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is this what we're doing? Is this what
that's what we're doing.
Oh
Let's
shit!
go even deeper. Go even deeper.
I want to see what
Polygon's newest
We're gonna go
video.
balls deep in a minute.
Wow. While you're laying in bed.
Mario+Rabbids only had 32,000, on Polygon. So
Well, it's
They might
Polygon.
not get a
Fuck
lot of
Polygon.
traffic.
Well, it's Polygon for
Yeah,
one.
it's-
That's why I said it was so low.
but
That's another thing that needs to die is Polygon.
Uh-oh.
Kill that bitch. Sorry.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the major games. We might have missed something like.
Well, I gotta say my Odyssey number.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, how dare you?
Come on.
It's,
Oh man, Juice forgot somebody.
It is a 100. I think it's pretty obvious. I can't wait for this game, and I did play it at E3, and it does look amazing. And I will say that the first time you step foot in the game, I don't know how it's gonna start, obviously, but the first time I step foot in the game, it's overwhelming, man. It's very overwhelming. Like you see this big, like much more bigger world that you're used to in Mario, and then you see like different objectives you got to do, and you're like, oh snap, like this is whoa. And it's not like 64, where 64 still felt like there's a path, in a way. But like,
Well, that's the thing. It took stuff. I have to give my boys Rare a shout out. It took things from Banjo-Kazooie, like, oh, you grab your puzzle piece and you keep going. They don't pull you completely out of the level. And you have to jump back in, and that's something that Banjo-Kazooie did first. There's some other stuff in there. I'm gonna do a video comparison.
That's why now with Odyssey it just feels so open that you could do anything. And now it turned into a bullet bill. I'm going around. It's just so cool, and it's super creative, and it's crazy how every time a Mario game comes out, like a mainline 3D, they just surprise us. It's crazy, and that's why.
Yeah, that's a good point.
100.
I want to take a little bit of the luster off. Oh, go ahead and make your point. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like the 3D Mario games, other than the Galaxy 2 being the only sequel, like they just take such a different direction, and the creativity just seems to just be endless with that team. So that's all I was gonna say.
No, I just wanted to say there's one gripe that I've had probably since late N64 era that they still have not done, and it was something they've been working on for every freaking 3D Mario game probably since Mario 64 2 that was supposed to happen, and it's 2-player co-op.
Oh yeah.
Why don't we have that yet? We have this thing where you can be the hat and all that. That's not enough.
Like
I need Luigi. Like, we have enough technology at this point to where that should be a thing, I think, to have a 2-player co-op option.
Well,
I
they have
mean,
something like
Lego City Undercover
Yeah, it was-
has 2-player co-op in it. Like Mario should have it by now.
Yeah, because all you can do is one person runs around as Mario, the other person controls the hat. Like that's
Right. That's
Which
not
is
enough. That's
pretty-
not compelling.
it's pretty
Enough.
interactive. I mean, it's way more interactive than like Galaxy. Little,
yeah.
control the cursor. So I mean,
It's
you
on
could
the
actually
same level for me.
You'd
I don't
have to,
give
like,
that co-op.
Here, kid. You can help me. You can play this game with me.
you'd have to
You be the
really
hat.
work together though to make it to be effective. I think. 'Cause I guarantee you this game's gonna get hard at the end.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What? I'm telling you.
And you
oh,
know there's
that's
gonna be
another
like a
thing.
Star World or something.
I will say another thing
Gonna
that
be-
just playing. I was playing the Sand Kingdom. It's already tough. Like I died in that little demo. Like it's not the easiest game in the world. Like
Well, the treehouse was dying a few
Mhm.
times in the freaking game.
trust me, it definitely is not easy.
That's another game where it's like, I'm gonna try the motion for the hat controls, but with portable mode, you got to learn both controls, and then I'll just
Yeah.
decide from there. But
Yeah.
it seems to look like it works pretty good, but I'd have to haven't seen anything of how it's gonna work with buttons.
Man, I'm going split Joy-Con the whole way.
Me too. Me too.
Looking forward to that and just seeing some stuff. Maybe the next trailer will show some more new stuff, and I almost don't even want to watch it. It's like retro. I kind of want to just save everything for the game now that
3 months is not that far.
But they're obviously going to have another trailer, I think, and or something before the game comes out, just to get people excited.
A direct maybe.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they do a full direct.
I'm sure they will.
I hope not, but I'm pretty sure they will. Do.
It'll probably be talking to the most basic of basic Mario players. This you run with the control stick and you press it forward, you walk. If you press it forward more, then you move faster. Like,
well, do you remember for 3D World they had that trailer where they showed off Rosalina was a playable character? That would have been cool as a surprise for sure.
Yeah.
So hopefully they don't
Holly,
tell
what's her
anybody
name?
that.
To have the mayor, what's her
Paulina?
name? Paulina,
Yeah.
playable at some point.
What's
and
that?
potential amiibo support and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna do amiibos in this game.
I don't know that they need more Mario amiibos. Like, what different?
No, they already have them. Remember
Yeah, they have a whole Mario amiibo
the
set.
wedding one? The wedding.
Yeah, the wedding outfits. It's true.
It's
I
happening.
like it with those. I like it with those that you can buy, for example, the Peach, and then no matter if you buy the Bowser or the Mario, you can pose them together how you want them.
Yeah.
Like they both have like one side of Peach, so I like
really?
that. a lot.
I didn't
These
see
amiibos
that.
have come a long way, man.
All right, so that's gonna be it for the most anticipated or our excitement for these exclusives and plus ukulele.
We're not going to talk about the possibility of Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch.
No,
I want to tell you, don't you bring that
we
shit
got
up.
like 3 years to talk about
I'm
that.
just- I'm actually working on a game right now, and there's a possibility I could bring it to the Switch. Just it's the
But
same
only
possibility.
after the other versions come out, because
Only after the other versions.
you can't
come out.
port a game while it's being made. And
No, of
when
course
you got
not.
2 years, whatever.
No, you can't do that.
So we, like I said, we'll have at least 2 years we can talk about that at any point in the next 2 years before the game comes out.
Yeah. Square, who makes these 70, 80, 90-hour RPGs, they just don't have the ability to do these things. So they're a small little company,
I mean, I just don't know what would stop them if they wanted to make it. They start porting it now. It runs off a engine supported by the Switch. And then by the end of 2018, early 2019, why can't it be their day and date? Like, why is that a thing with this system? I don't understand. It's like all the other generations when we had hardware completely on opposite spectrums, PS2, Xbox, PS3, Xbox 360, they always come out day and date.
GameCube, didn't we get ports of like Sonic Adventure at the same time, even though the GameCube came out a year later than PS2 and whatnot?
Yeah, it's just silly.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's like, what difference does it make if the Switch was out or not when they started the game if it's an Unreal Engine 4 game? I just don't. There's a button and it doesn't say port to Switch.
Basically, there's an export to Switch button on Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
So You hear about all this stuff all the time, and then you hear, oh, it's so hard. I just don't, and it doesn't make any sense. Those two things don't go together.
No, we'll talk about that in
Next
more
time.
detail. So let's get final thoughts this week. I want to hear what movies Robert saw. So, Terrell, why don't you go ahead first?
I ain't got much to say because I'm gonna take a nap during the movie talk. So, good podcast. I like video games. Splatoon this Friday. Fuck Nintendo with this amiibo shit. And Marina's a bad bitch, and we love bad bitches every day. Good night.
That was good.
All right, let's go to retro.
Yeah, not much to say either. It was a great podcast. Finally talking about games again, that kind of shit. Like, it was nice. I just want to say so that I'm very excited for Mario Odyssey because I can't wait to put Mario in a cab and mow down some people GTA style. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, for the rest, like, I had fun like always.
All right, good to have you back on, or keep having you on. Like, I think we'll just keep having you. So it's
I'm
good
like that cancer. Like, you don't want it, but I'm there anyway.
You started as just a viewer, and then now you're part of the cast, and it's great having you. So
Dreams do come true, people.
Oh my God.
Robert, what's your final thoughts? What movies did you see?
Okay, so I mean, there was
Hello,
only
Randy.
one movie this week, which was War for the Planet of the Apes. Saw it twice. It's amazing. I'm gonna go see it again on Thursday, along with Valerian and Dunkirk. I'm gonna have a triple feature on Thursday at the theaters. And man, it just please go see it. I think it's my favorite movie of the year. The movie is amazing. It's fantastic. It's so emotional and depressing though.
What did you?
But it's
how'd you
just-
I was
feel
gonna say it's
about
not really a multiple viewing movie. Like, I'm good. I watched it once. I'll get it on Blu-ray, but
just like Logan, like
yeah, like
to me,
Logan. It's just like,
So
I'd
how
watch
does
it again.
how did you feel about the prior two movies? Because I
I thought they were both fantastic too.
I like the
think-
first one way more than I thought I would, and the second one was even better. So
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, yeah, I think it goes. I think it goes Rise, Dawn, and War. It just gets better and better. Like that's you know what I mean. Like Dawn is better than Rise. War is better than Dawn for me. And I think they're fantastic movies. All three of them. And so the fact that they can get better at each time is pretty amazing. And I do think this is the best movie of the year. I think
and directed by the guy who's going to direct the Batman.
the Batman, which is awesome.
And I got to take
Matt Reeves, is that his name?
yeah, I got to
Yeah,
throw
Matt
some
Reeves.
shade at a movie reviewer critic, Grace Randolph. When that announcement came
Still
out,
watch her, man?
no, I don't. But
Oh, okay.
right when that announcement came, you know, she's just weird. Got things against certain people for whatever. Oh, Matt Reeves. Oh, he's a good yes man. He's a good studio director. That's probably why they hired him. Have you not seen the movies this guy makes? Like, he's
It's
not just a
ridiculous.
yes man. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you lose all
He has a vision.
credibility. Yeah, like have
see
you
it on
seen
screen.
Let Me In? Like, Cloverfield, you know, for what it was pretty damn good. And
I thought it was great.
Planet of the Apes 2, I think he took over. I don't think
Yeah,
he
he
did the
did
first one.
Dawn.
Yeah.
And it's like, this dude's got a good track record. And I'm so happy he's directing the Batman other than Ben Affleck. Like, there's not too many other people. I think
He definitely saved that production.
Mhm.
I'm very comfortable with him
Yeah.
directing it. He has the right kind of vision for it, I think. So
Yeah, looking forward to that. So, T, why don't you give your final thoughts?
yeah, great podcast as always. I also got to see War for the Planet of the Apes, like I said. Phenomenal film, the best movie I've seen this year. Man, it sucks because Andy Serkis, he just can't get that Oscar with a CG face. It's just not going to happen. I was really surprised that Hollywood gave out an Oscar to Avatar for cinematography, which is, whoa, like really? It's a lot of CG cinematography in that movie. So I thought maybe that opened the door for like, you know, Serkis to get an Oscar as an actor, even though he's like a CG ape. But it's probably not going to happen. I think it's going to piss off too many old school movie veterans or whatever. So
It seems like they'd have a best voice actor category ever since these animated movies started dominating every
but
year.
it's not just voice with him. He does the facial expressions. You see behind the scenes stuff.
Mhm.
Like he wears, you know, that suit and he gets into that character. And it's hard to like give it to him because obviously they animate stuff and
I'm hoping elevates Snoke if he kind of
Oh, right.
slipped up and confirmed he's doing that.
Yeah.
He wasn't there in the first movie, and I thought that was one of the low points of that entire Force Awakens was not only his acting, his performance, but just how he looked. Like
And the bigger Death Star.
Yeah, they need to fix Snoke because he looks just like a just typical CGI fake
he looks
looking
kind of
character.
weak.
So I'm hoping that he brings it.
I'm gonna see Baby Driver sometime this week. Like I'm gonna go
Definitely, because that's
at a
another one
matinee,
that
maybe.
I'm debating.
Yeah. All I hear is great things about it. So I'm definitely gonna see that sometime in the week, like at a matinee or something. So, but yeah, great podcast as usual, and play digital fools.
Yeah, I'm glad you could join, even though you definitely.
I'm dying. I'm way better than I was yesterday. I
Yeah.
barely even talk, so I'm way better. And like I said, I took that coma nap, and it definitely helped. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty whooped right now. I had a long day yesterday and then had to come back to work today. So sucked having to start late, but I think we still got it in. We still had good energy. So good podcast. And I haven't seen a movie since Wonder Woman, but I will be watching Valerian on Thursday. So
Valerian, yep.
Luc
You see it in
Besson.
3D?
No, I don't think so.
I think I would see it in 3D.
If I like it enough, I might try to go to IMAX and see it the next time. But Dunkirk, to me, like I know Christopher Nolan's a great director and good writer. Nothing about that trailer looks interesting, and I'm not a big war, especially like true story stuff that doesn't usually do much.
In the middle of summer.
Yeah, but I know it's going to be a good movie, and I definitely will check that out someday. But anyway, video games, they're fun, and that's why we're here. So, I'm still playing ARMS. I still really love ARMS, and I'm playing level 7 Grand Prix. I'm halfway through. Had a little trouble with that fucking bite and bark on the skill shot. He was just kicking my ass. So, but I finally got through that, and just really love that game. But Splatoon 2 is going to be out, so I'm going to have less people to play ARMS with. But I'm looking forward to that, and from then on, it's just going to be a little bit shorter gaps between games, and it's going to be, I think, a problem at some point where there's going to be too many games to play at once. So,
yep.
Is anybody worried about next year?
I've been thinking about next year
coming out. Yeah.
We got Fire Emblem.
Oh shit! We stopped talking about movies. All right.
Next year could be. I don't think it could be as good as this year, but it could be pretty close.
Well, we also have like Yoshi and Kirby that seem really far along already.
Yeah, that'll be next year. Those will be next year.
Early next year, I
I hope Animal Crossing, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Who knows what else? There
oh my gosh. We'll talk about that in the next podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that closer to the end of this year. But all right, so that's going to be it for the Juice is Loose. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.